All right, so we've been in the midst of a series entitled Too Blessed to Be What? When I tell you, man, I haven't gotten this many inboxes, bro, in a long time. People have been inboxing me saying, hey, you blessed me Sunday. Like there were parts of me that was hurt that I didn't really even know was still hurt, that I had placed in my heart where I was still somewhat bitter, and the Lord began to deal with me on that. Hear me, one person inboxed me and said, Pastor Mike, to hear you admit that you had seasons of your life where you were bitter freed me to admit that there were seasons of my life where I was struggling with some stuff. And I hope you handle this. I said this last week. Some people let what happened to them become what grows in them. But when God's hand is truly on your life, you reach a point where you can say, I've been through too much grace to stay stuck in old grudges. I'm gonna say this and only 7 of y'all are gonna receive it. There's some blessings coming with my name on it. 7 of y'all should have shouted, I received that. I can't stay stuck. Please, if you don't put nothing in your notes, write that bold. I can't stay stuck in old conversations, stuck in what happened 7 years ago, stuck in the pain of my past, stuck in the rejection of my past, stuck in the seasons of loneliness that I endured. Hear me when I say this, God has something so special in store for you, but if we don't deal with the places of our life where we've developed bitterness, it's going to block our blessings. And as a pastor, I don't know how to be anything other than myself. I don't know how to preach in a preacher's voice. I just preach in the regular voice I talk in. I don't know how to portray myself as something that I'm not. I only know how to use transparency and be myself authentically. And as a pastor, as a man of God, as anointed as I am, as much as I love God, I am also bold enough to say I've had seasons of my life where I was bitter. Now let me free you. And I'm not talking about 20 years ago. No, I've had seasons of my life where I was bitter 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. There are things in my life I'm starting to realize now, because at the end of the year, I sit back and I reflect and I make notes and I talk to myself. Okay, well, how did I feel about XYZ? As things happen, you might want to steal this from your pastor. As I go through things in the year, I got a note in my phone where when something happens that hurts me, I make a note. And at the end of the year, I go back to my notes and address my pain. So you can't heal what ain't been diagnosed. So no, literally, I've been going through my notes in my phone like, that hurt. that took something out of me. Man, I can see where I got a little bit more guarded here. Why, PMJ? Hope you catch this. Because bitterness is discipleship in reverse. Bitterness is discipleship in reverse. Discipleship makes you more like Christ, while bitterness makes you more like your wounds. One makes you heal while the other makes you hide. That's critical. And what I'm telling you is you are in a season of your life where you have to heal. I'm gonna say that again. You have to heal. I want you to hear me because I'm being very intentional when I say this. I'm not saying you need to heal. I am saying you have to heal. There are doors that God is opening for you in 2026 that the broken you gonna blow. You gotta heal so you can be all that God has called you to be. I told you that bitterness is an infection, not an emotion. People think bitterness is a feeling. It's not. It was happened when a wound never fully heals. Bitterness is what happens when a wound never fully heals. And that's what I'm trying to get us to do. The boldness to deal with the areas of our lives that haven't fully healed. And I told you, bitterness spreads through your thoughts, settles in your identity, and starts speaking in your voice. It will cause you to sabotage relationships, misread love, and mistrust blessings. That's critical, Pastor Mike. Why is that important? Because bitterness turns self-defense into self-destruction. Michael, bitterness turns self-defense into self-destruction. No, you will think you're protecting yourself and don't realize you're hurting yourself. I got an inbox this week from a brother. He said, Pastor Mike, I sat in my room all day, man, just thinking about the stuff you preach. He said, it didn't hit me. I had 2 friends hit me and say, man, he said, I apologize to my friends because I said, hey, man, there's some place in my life where I had blind spots. I didn't realize I was still hurt. I was keeping people off. They said, man, we wanted to help you. But you so defensive, and every time we try to jump in and help, you get so aggressive that we didn't even know if we had a right to jump in and help. So because you're so defensive, we don't even know if we can help you. But then he's sitting at home like they don't even love me enough to help. Not realizing it was his own bitterness and his own self-defense that was blocking his blessing. I'm gonna say this, only 3 of y'all gonna catch it. 2 of y'all may have church with me when I say this. I gotta heal because there are blessings looking for me. I'm in the wrong church. I'm gonna say it again, and 3 of y'all gonna receive that. I have to heal because there are blessings that are looking for me. I can't walk around upset. I can't walk around mad. I can't be worried about if this person gonna be a snake or a liar. I can't worry about if they gonna betray me or play me. God got me. I am too blessed to be walking around dealing with life by myself because I never dealt with the pieces of me that have not healed. I'm gonna say this, blessings are looking for me. You ought to just speak that over your own life right there. You ought to just lay hands on your own heart and say, blessings are looking for me. No, you out here stressing out trying to find opportunities and don't even realize when you heal, those opportunities are about to chase you down. Blessings are looking for you. And I told you that bitterness is a blessing blocker. It makes you blind. It causes you to see everything, pause, parenthetically digress, and everyone wrong. That's what bitterness does. It causes you to see everything and everyone wrong. That's why you gotta heal. Because you are looking at certain people as enemies who are really a blessing and looking at people who you think are blessing who are really enemies. Bitterness got you trauma bonding with people who will never help you and running from people who will actually heal you. Bitterness got you in stuff that you should not even be in. Hear me when I say this, man. So hear me, blessings are looking for me. And that's where we find ourselves in today's text. In 2 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1, David comes, and it's on the screen. It says, is anyone, this can preach, in Saul's family still alive, anyone to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake? I think I'm gonna preach right here, then teach the rest of the day. Is there anyone, go back, moving too quick. Is anyone alive in Saul's family, anyone to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake? Are you taking notes right here? In your notes, I want you to write this, Saul's family. Saul's family. I want you to put that in your notes. Saul's family. So if you're taking notes, and I love the way you guys are taking notes, I want you to write it like this. Put Saul's family. Put that right there in your notes. Saul's family. Draw a line under Saul's family. Under Saul's family, write Saul. Then write Jonathan. All right. Then write blessed. Jesus Christ, you missed it. Saul is beefing with David. This is why you got to have a mature person in your life who can tell your story right. Because if I was immature, I would say Saul and David beefing. But Saul and David ain't beefing. Saul got a problem with David. David ain't got no problem with Saul. See, that's why 6 people got your testimony twisted, because they say, I heard y'all don't like each other. No, I don't know them not to like them. No, something about my favor offended them. They got a problem with me. I ain't got no... That's for 3 co-workers, 2 cousins, and your old friends who think you sitting around thinking about them. I'm not thinking about you. I'm about what God called me to be right now. David has not disrespected Saul. David never disrespected Saul. David never disrespected Saul. David never disrespected Saul. What are you talking about? He did nothing. Saul's issue with David ain't because of what David did to him. It's because people started seeing David in a different light than they say Saul. They said Saul killed his thousands, but David killed his tens of thousands. Saul couldn't handle that the favor on David's life started making other people say, that boy got something that he ain't got. Please stop judging me based off of what God put on me. If I ain't did nothing to you to offend you, it's not my fault. I'm favored, gifted, and anointed. I need you to touch 3 people and tell them it's not my fault. I didn't decide to be favored. I didn't pick this anointing. You got better clothes than me. You got a better car than me. You make more money than me. Yet you still worried about me because the anointing on my life hit different. Saul, David ain't did nothing but honor Saul. David come in Saul's presence. He start worshiping, playing his harp, trying to help him. David worshiping. Saul picks out a spear, throws the spear at David. It missed. You wanna know why certain people frustrated with you? Because how you taking shots? And they miss. See, some of y'all spend too much time throwing shots back. No, the greatest thing you can do to somebody throwing shots at you is to live your life in a way that show them it missed. I don't know who I'm preaching to. All the super saved folks, you can sit still. But if it's some stuff that's missed you, you ought to just bust a 360 and say, it missed. Pain missed me. Hurt missed me. Your lies missed me. Your disrespect missed me. David is anointed, and David ain't did nothing to nobody. David walking around like all I'm doing is loving God, loving people, and trying to make a difference. But many men, many men, wish death upon me, Lord. I don't try no more. Look, have mercy on David. Like, I ain't did nothing to none of these people. And so after a while, David had opportunities to kill Saul and didn't do it. He's like, you know what, boy, you know I could have killed you, right? No, if we was in the cave and you were asleep, I cut off a piece of your robe and showed you if I wanted to put hands on you, I could do it now. Don't mistake my meekness for weakness. I'm saved, not soft. Don't get the two mixed up now. If I wanted to touch you, I could touch you. Let's be real. I know your mama, your cousin. I know where your baby mama lives. I'm just playing. So David is like, I could have took you out, but God told me not to. After a while, God says, no, it's time. David takes everybody out. He kills Saul. He kills the whole bloodline. So the reason this brother is crippled is because during this time, when the king was killed and a new king took over, they would kill the entire bloodline so no new lineage could rise up. It's almost like somebody taking over my kingdom. They would go take out all my sons because they didn't want none of them. They wouldn't just take out Xander and Michael and Mason. They would even take out my 8-year-old because in 15 years he can come back. So the nurse hears this. She picks up the baby, takes out running to protect him, but what she do? She drop him. That's what we're gonna pick up today. She drop him. And a drop is when someone you trusted the most hurt you the worst. She drop him. Now she didn't drop him intentionally. She ain't dirty. She didn't pick him up and throw him. She dropped him. I told you last week I want you to always view life through a different lens. She could have left him. Can I ask you a question? I never forget when the fire broke loose during church this year. So much stuff happened at our church, good and just stuff. It'd be like 10 years worth of stuff at our church. Remember we went to the Civic Center? Remember we went to the so-and-so? Remember, didn't it hit me? I was like, yeah, the fire this year. Remember we was in church and then the fire broke loose in the children's wing. What blessed me the most was no children's church worker got so scared that they ran out the building and left kids. No, come here, let me get you. No, come here, let me get you. They were prepared for this moment. You know, but let me free you. But if they would have grabbed a child and dropped him, we would be upset because the child was dropped. But we can't frame it like, I can't believe she was just as scared. People don't give you enough credit that yes, you weren't everything they needed you to be, but they don't realize you was trying to be to them what you didn't even know how to be to you and was still dealing with the stuff you had to deal with all at the same time. I'm sorry I didn't call you back. I know you were stressed, but I was too. I'm sorry I couldn't help you with that bill. I was just as broke as you. I'm sorry I didn't stay on the phone with you that night. My man was tripping. I'm sorry I didn't do so-and-so. My family was tore up. See, we need to normalize being brutally honest. And telling folk, no, I'm not gonna let you run with that narrative no more. I didn't leave you hanging. I was barely hanging on myself. Am I preaching to anybody? Can I preach to 3 people who barely got your stuff together and you still trying to make sure everybody else got their stuff together? And then they got the audacity to tell you, you ain't been there for me. And part of you want to say, you know what? I wouldn't even be broke if I wasn't trying to help all y'all at the same. Am I preaching to anybody? So she picked him up. She's running and she dropped him. That's critical. She dropped him. She dropped him. She dropped him. This is critical. This is critical. She dropped him. Because you will always get dropped when you're surrounded by people that operate by fear and not by faith. Fear, you will always get dropped when you're surrounded by people that operate by fear and not by faith. Please listen to your pastor. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, none of that stuff. Whenever I go through something, I preach about it and I try to share with you how I'm coming through it. That's all I'm doing, okay? So here's what I need you to do. I need you to start sitting back and I need you in your group thread with the people who matter most to create that group thread and say, hey guys, where do we need to heal? Because being unequally yoked ain't just about who you marrying. No. So let me free you, okay? Let's say y'all in a circle and 2 of y'all coming to church and 2 of y'all dealing with y'all bitterness, but then the other 3 want to address their issues. So now you in covenant with people who keep triggering you. There are certain relationships I had to loose in my life because I started appearing abusive. Can we go there? There are certain relationships in my life, friendships, that I had to terminate because I started appearing abusive. Notice I didn't say I was abusive, but I appeared abusive. I was so hell-bent, I won't say hell-bent, I can't say that. I was so determined to be the best version of myself. And I'm one of those friends that when you tell me you want something, I'm going to see to it that you get it. I started becoming overwhelmingly aggressive. Have you did so-and-so? No, you need to get up. You need to so-and-so. Oh, you don't really want it. And they was like, no, it's like you keep attacking me. I thought I was motivating them, but it felt like attacks because they were saying they wanted something out their mouth that their actions did not match. So I had to come to realizations, I don't think we can be in covenant no more. Because at this point in my life, we are unequally yoked. I'm trying to get better. You don't mind being bitter. Either I'm gonna drag you to better or you gonna drag me to bitter. And because of the way my heart's set up, I'm not gonna drag you to better because a part of me has survivor's remorse where whenever God does something good in my life, I try my best to dummy it down so we all can feel like he did it for us, when in actuality, he just did it for me. So then I end up becoming bitter, not at what happened in my past. I am now bitter with myself because I don't like the version of myself that does not know how to release people. So now you happy that you got your friend back. I'm miserable, but I'm not who I'm hitting. Y'all don't want to have church with me. And what I'm telling you is, it's hard for you to be better in the company of bitter. Oh my God, that was good. Put this in your notes. Leslie, put this in the notes. Better, B-E-T-T-E-R. I love how you making sure she take notes right there. That's next level right there. No, put that in notes right there. We're gonna look at that when we get to the crib. I like that, bro. That's leadership right there, girl. So I want you to put better, B-E-T-T-E-R. Under better, right? Bitter, B-I-T-T-E-R. What's the difference between better and bitter? As long as it's always about you, you're gonna stay where you at. I don't like it. I don't feel like it. I don't understand. I don't want it. I shouldn't have to feel. And God is like, well, since it's all about you, you gonna stay bitter. The difference between bitter and better is the ability to deal with what I've been running from. This good. It's good. She drops him. She drops him and he becomes crippled. Now, there are local colloquialisms that suggest he got dropped on his head. I heard a preacher say this once. He said there was an old age local colloquialism. To be dropped and lame in both feet means that you were dropped on your head, and the head trauma caused your feet not to work. There's no biblical backing that suggests that that's true. I can't find it, so I can't really stand on that if I can't proof text it. But what it does mean is this, it's on the screen. The text is not merely reporting a physical injury, it is revealing a psychological imprint. It's on the screen. Because trauma not only altered his mobility, it altered his identity. Wow. Trauma not only altered his mobility, it altered his identity. He didn't just lose the ability to walk. He lost the ability to believe he belonged. What you went through wasn't just about what you went through. You've been so focused on what happened to you that you miss what's been altered in you. Please put that in your notes. You've been so focused on what happened to you that you have missed what altered in you. Yes, they lied on you. You don't realize your ability to trust has been altered in you. So you dealt with the fact that they lied, but don't realize what's missing. I never forget when my house got broken. I was living on the east side and our church started blowing up. And so we had 6, 7 services every Sunday, so they knew where I was gonna be. And every Sunday at 12:30, my deacons would walk in church and they would wave at me in church. I would in church and they would break in my house at the 12:30 service every week. Just break in, and it's like they would break in the garage, take something out the garage, break in the garage, boom, take. Then once they realized that my alarm was just there for decoration, I wasn't paying that alarm bill. Who else ain't paid your alarm bill? Anybody? It go off, ain't nobody coming in Jesus' name. It's like, I was just trying to, I thought that would be enough. Evidently, they broke in and it went off and they went in the bushes. And like an hour later, didn't nobody show up. Then they just in there cooking, just taking their time. They would go upstairs. I didn't care. They take stuff out the garage and boom. They got in the den, took some stuff, boom. It didn't break me till they took my PlayStation. Oh, we had to call the police then. There's somebody going to jail. Somebody going to jail now. And I never forget, this is critical. I need you to catch this. They had broke in so many times that we didn't realize what they stole till we went and looked for it. I never forget one day my wife was like, have you seen my earrings, the ones we got? I was like, so what you talking about? I was like, then we both looked and said, they got your earrings. That wasn't on the police report though, because we could tell the TV was missing. I could tell the PlayStation was missing. I could tell the lawnmower was missing. But there were certain things that we didn't know were missing until we went for it. You so busy on what you survived, you don't even realize what's missing till you reach for it. The reason you snap so quick now is that you don't realize, yeah, you made it through that trauma, but your peace been gone. So when you go to pull on your peace to keep your mind, now ain't no peace there and you're losing it because yes, you made it through. You don't know what didn't. This brother, this is critical. Look at, put it back on the screen. I want them to see this because trauma not only altered his mobility, Michael, it altered his identity. He didn't just lose the ability to walk. He lost the ability to believe he belonged. What I'm gonna say is gonna feel simplistic in nature, but for some reason when I say it, if you hear me with your spiritual ear, something in your spirit finna click. I belong. I'm in the wrong church. Some of you need to stop disrespecting yourself. You play yourself so weak and you play down your gift and your abilities and your talent so much. You dumb yourself down so people don't feel offended or intimidated. That season is over. I cannot continue. It is not healthy for me to hide me from me. So you can be comfortable with you. If you really knew who I was, you would be grateful and want me to be me, because the more I'm me, the better you gonna be. I belong. Hear me. I got invited to this meeting. I got invited to this meeting at a country club about 3 weeks ago, right? At a country club, and I was excited to go there because I love relationships now. I want my entire 40s to be marked by relationships, okay? I want my 40s, from 40 to 50, I want 10 to 12 relationships that at any moment can change anybody's life. That's my goal. I want a relationship with somebody so powerful that if your child got in trouble and that's a good kid and we know he was just with the wrong people, I can make one call. Hey, so this is a good kid. Pastor Mike, on your word. I want relationships. See, I don't need the money. If God sent me that, that's cool. I want the relationships. I want you to be like, Pastor Mike, they're finna take some. Give me hey, man, what's going on, man? Hey, I just talked to the president of the bank. He said, don't worry about it. Yeah, I want relationships. I want relationships. So I got this meet and I'm excited to be there and we get there. But y'all know me. I'm not putting on clothes for nobody really. So when I get there, the man gonna ask me like, hey, can we help you? And yes, can we help you is the right question. But it was the spirit behind the can we help. It was the, can we help you? It wasn't a, hey, can we help you? No, it was more of a, can we help you? He made me look at me like, I was like, no, I'm good. We good. Are you here to meet somebody? I said, yeah, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. Have you dined with us before? I was like, no. Like, so cool. So who you here? I said, why are you asking me all these questions? He's like, sir, we're just trying to see. Then my friend walked up, hey, Michael, how's it going? He gave me the good handshake. The other guy gave me the good handshake. And he's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna get you guys seated. And I said, no, he was treating me because of what I had on, like I ain't belong. I said, I ain't trying to be funny. He's like, well, you know, everybody here normally has the khaki pants, white shirt, blue blazer. I said, well, I got on a jogging suit. Don't think I don't belong because I don't look like you. See, some of you finna be really hard to deal with because you've allowed people to keep you out of places you should be in because you didn't think you belonged. Well, I don't really come from a family like that. Well, I ain't really got the money to know. Who asked you that? I never forget in the Bible when Jesus rose up on a brother who was lame, he said, do you wish, Michael, to be made whole? Do you wish, Michael, to be made whole? He said, no, I'm asking you one question. Do you want it or do you not? And I'm gonna separate the real from the fake right here because I am done walking in rooms like I'm grateful to be there. I belong in this room. Why should I have to walk in here smiling like I'm grateful? You don't know the work I put in, you don't know the sacrifice I put in, and you don't know who my God is. I need you to touch 5 people and tell them I belong, I belong. I belong at big tables. I belong in neighborhoods with gates. I belong at certain banks with certain amounts. I belong on certain levels. God did not bring me this far just to bring me this far. I am the righteousness of God. I belong. Some of y'all ain't applied and you know, well, I ain't got the qualifications. So what? The worst they can do is not call you back. When you get home, fill it out, press send like you belong. When you leave here today, go through some of these neighborhoods and just ride around and see what your future neighbors look like because you belong. The dealership closed anyway. Just pull up at the dealership today, go up under the thing and just walk around and touch it and say, I belong in this right here. You ought to just tell your neighbor right now, you are too blessed. You are too gifted. You are too favored. You are too anointed. You are too kind. You are too respectful. You are too blessed to be bitter. I belong. This it right here, Dre. I feel it. Hear me when I say this. So when we arrive to chapter 9, we find Mephibosheth all grown up, living in a place called, I got 10 minutes, Lodabar. He's living, put that in your notes, Lodabar, 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 L-O-D-E-B-R. Y'all was struggling with that Lodabar. Whenever all y'all do this, then y'all done figured out I got these screens too. Y'all like, Lodabar. He's living in Lodabar. Put this in your notes, because Lodabar isn't just where he lived, it's where he survived. Why is that important, PMJ? Because this isn't a random detail. It's revelation through geography. Whenever you see a city or a place named in the Bible, that's intentional because all names carry definition. They didn't randomly call a city Birmingham. They named that place Lodabar because it is revelation through geography. Lodabar isn't just where he lived, it's what he survived. All right. Say that better, Mike. A lot about who you are would change if you understood. So I'm so grateful. I'm from Ansley, 1501 51st Street. I love Ansley. Hear me when I say this. We left Ansley when I went to the seventh grade. Up until then, I was Green Acres, Central Park Elementary, Green Acres Middle School. I love being from Ansley, okay? Hear me when I say this. I hope you catch this. Ansley is not just where I lived, it's where I survived. Because a lot of my friends didn't. You see, a lot of them locked up. I know a lot of them who died. That's why when they see me, they be like, boy, we so proud of you. Because it ain't just where I lived, it's where I survived. So I want you to think about where you come from. You didn't just live there, this revelation. It's where I survived. What is Lodabar? Put this in your notes. Lodabar translates in the Hebrew to mean no pasture, no word. No pasture, no word. So think about this. Mephibosheth is the heir to the throne living in Lodabar. He should have a feast, but he's at a place with no food. He should be honored as a king, but he's in a place of no honor. No pasture, no word. Lodabar. Lodabar. Some of your relationships are Lodabar. Put this in your notes. Put this in your notes. Andre gave me this note in the back. He made a joke, and now I'm finna turn it into a message, okay? All my singles. I end up in relationships that are low the bar when the bar low. When the bar low. No, it represents no vegetation, no growth, no communication, no promise. In Lodabar, everybody walking around defeated. In Lodabar, ain't nobody communicating because don't nobody want to be there. If you get food, they gonna kill you for it. So he ain't just in a place of no pasture. This is crazy. Go back a slide for me if you don't mind. There it is. Thank you so much. Go back. There it is. Right there. Go. No, you're good. Go back forward. Lodabar needs no pasture, no what? No word. I had somebody tell me, they said, Pastor Mike, man, I like coming to your church. I ain't got it all together yet. I ain't ready to be no, woo to woo. He said, but that's what he said to me. I love it. He's like, hey, I ain't trying to be no like woo to woo. All I'm saying is like, when I do come with my girl, you be saying some real stuff. I appreciate that. I told him, I said, can I free you real quickly? He's like, yeah. I said, even if you ain't got it all together, then you still ain't even done doing what you're doing. At least you at a place where you give word. Put this in your notes. Word equals seed. Eventually, it's going to grow. He's at a place of no word. Spiritually, Lodabar is that season where you're alive, but nothing is moving. That season of your life where you're here, but you're not hopeful. Where you're breathing, but you don't feel like you're building nothing. Lodabar represents, this is really good, say that better, Michael. Lodabar represents losing your identity after life hits. Life hit him and he lost his identity. Mephibosheth didn't start in Lodabar, got 8 minutes. He fell into Lodabar, literally and emotionally. He didn't end up in Lodabar because of rebellion. He landed there because of his trauma. Many people are in low places because they made bad choices. Sometimes I'm in a low place because pain pulled me there. We can't be judgmental. Look at him in Lodabar. He should be ashamed of himself. He didn't pick Lodabar. He was a baby. He got dropped and some kind of way ended up there. Put this in your notes. We're going to talk about this at some point. I don't know if I'm going to start a special Bible study based off it or we're going to figure it out. I want you to put this line in your notes. Pain picks. Painpicks. pain picks. I wonder if we sat down and examined your life, how many decisions pain picked? That's why you shouldn't even be mad about some of the people you dated in your past. That was a pain pick. You were hurting and you had just dealt with some trauma you never fully healed, and a part of you just didn't want to be by yourself, and pain said you needed somebody. Yep. I'll never forget, we was going through one of the roughest seasons of our life. Bro, we ain't have nothing. Just broke as all get out. The church was exploding, but I've never been a money person. So you don't even realize, maybe up until about 6 years ago, really wasn't even getting a real salary for it. I would always give it back and I'll pay this bill, pay this person. So we struggling, kids struggling. 2019, didn't even have money for Christmas. The leaders came together and gave me like $3,000 or $4,000. Remember that, Miss Jessica? Y'all got my Christmas. That was 2019. Big had just dropped. I ain't have nothing. I've never been a money person. I've always said, man, bless them, give them, God got me. You got me? So they came together behind my back, her Tiffany Ray, and they kind of got me some Christmas money. I'm crying like a baby because I ain't want to say nothing. I ain't want them to look down on me, but I really had good people in my life. But pain sometimes will make you think you don't want to be embarrassed, but I still wasn't going to be one of them preachers who was all about money, 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 money. And I randomly go to a dealership, right? Go to a dealership, I walk in, they lose it. Pastor Mike, I'm like, man, what's up, man? Oh my God, he run get the general manager. She walk out, oh my God, Pastor Mike, we know, what you want? I was like, oh man, I don't know, man. I was looking at that Camaro right there. But this true story. I'm like, man, that Camaro, was it a Camaro? I said, man, that Camaro, crazy, the black on black. I said, you just took it off the truck? He's like, that's fresh out. I'll tell you what, Pastor Mike good for it. Go ahead and get started paperwork. If Pastor Mike wanted a Camaro, let him get a Camaro. I'm like, y'all gonna run the credit? I'm like, y'all gonna, he's like, no, we ain't, Pastor Mike, we know you guys, don't worry about that. So now I'm on the phone, hey, they finna give me a car, I ain't gotta put my credit in. So this is a true story. I go, boom. Next thing I know, I pull back up at the office at church. Everybody come outside. Oh! I had a black Camaro, had never been drove. They looking at me like, how you get the Camaro? I said, I went into the dealership. The lady was like, you Pastor Mike, we know you good for it. All I did was sign my name and boom, just left. I pull up at home, baby, look at the Camaro. She's like, wait, whoa. I'm Pastor Mike. I walked in there, was like, it's Pastor Mike. They just kind of gave it to me. That's when Tip was like, I don't think nobody's just gonna give you a car. She's like, tell me what you did. I said, I put my social security number down. They ain't even checked none. I'm Pastor Mike. I'm Pastor Mike. Why y'all ain't happy for me? I done gave y'all everything, and the moment God do something for me, now all y'all wanna turn into credit repair people? Who get mad and your pain start talking? Yeah, he crazy, but he my crazy. Why y'all can't be happy for me? So all of a sudden, I'm telling my wife, you need to be happy. God opening doors. We ain't got none, yada, yada, yada. Then all of a sudden, a bill came. That note was like $1,200, $1,300 a month. It was like the worst interest ever. I'm sitting there, I'm like, ooh. So I'm calling, hey man, we're gonna have to bring this back. Like, they're like, you can't just bring it back. It's been longer than 30 days. You can't just bring it back. So now this 888 number calling me. Who know what that 888 number is? Anybody know what that 888 number? Come on, be honest with me now. So now 888 calling my phone. I ain't never had an 888 number. I'm like, hey, hello, is this Michael McCoy? Yeah, this is Mike. I'm Pastor Mike. How you doing? Yeah, we want to call you in regards to that black Camaro that you have. No, so now here it is. Now I'm having to put the car at somebody's house. That car is kicking my... Did y'all miss the part of the sermon where I said from Inslee? I know what to do now. I know it. Don't let Valleydale fool you. I know what to do now. So now I done put the car at my mama's house. I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. We trying to figure it out. I think I end up selling the car. Something like, but hear me when I say this. That car kicked my butt. And you wanna know what I realized now at 40? Pain picked it. I ain't have nothing. So part of me wanted to at least look. I had started listening to people say, oh, you Pastor Mike. Oh, you Pastor Mike. So I started feeling like I needed something that made me look and feel like Pastor Mike. Till the bill came. I don't want to be him no more. Who don't want to be grown no more? Throw your hand up. I'd gladly go back to my mama's house right now. Why is that important, Pastor Mike? Put this in your notes. Because the enemy loves to convince gifted people that a traumatic chapter should define their whole story. That's what he wants you to do. He wants your pain to pick. He wants to convince you that this chapter of your life defines the whole story of your life. That's critical, wounded and all. So look at this happen. I'm gonna fast forward. We go to verse 1. So one day David asked, is anybody left? Is anybody left? They said, we got Mephibosheth, but he's crippled in both feet. He's crippled, this can preach, but he's called. He's crippled, but he's called. He's crippled, but destiny waiting on him. It's critical now, and sometimes being blessed requires you to win with what you got left. His legs don't work, his feet don't work, but he's anointed. He's gifted, he's favored, he's blessed. This is critical now, and look what he tells him in verse 5. So David sent for him and brought him from Machir's home. I'm finna run. He brought him from Machir. I tell you what, Karan, Grizz, grab T. T gonna be Mephibosheth, okay? Mephibosheth feet don't work. Do me a favor, go. I need you to bring him. Y'all miss y'all shout. Now, I didn't send for him, because if I would have sent for him, I don't know how long it would have took for him to get there. But he said, no, the same folk who was responsible for your trauma gonna have to be responsible for your come up. That's why the same folk who laughed at you in one season gonna have to watch you be blessed in another season. Put scripture on it. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And he says, now watch this. He says, so I need y'all to bring him to me, but you got to be careful. Do you got a good grip on him? Do you got a good grip on him? Because hear me, you got to make sure the people in your life are strong enough to carry you in seasons where you ain't got enough strength to carry yourself. I'm not preaching to everybody. Can I preach to 3 of y'all who's always been the strong one, but you had a season in your life where you didn't have the strength to be strong no more, and a part of you was looking like, why won't none of y'all carry me like I carried you? But God said, I'm putting people in your life this year who's gonna be strong enough to carry you through the roughest seasons of your life. I'm not weak. Let me free you. To whom it may concern, they're not weak. They are not lazy. They are not selfless. They're just in a season where they don't have the strength to carry themselves. He's crippled where? Not in his legs. He's crippled in his feet. If it was his legs, the Bible would have said it. No, it said he's crippled. When it talked about being pierced in his side, they named a body part. They said they put nails in his hands, they said a body part. They said he's crippled in his feet. No, his legs work. The feet don't. I don't care how strong your legs are. If your feet don't work, you have no stability. I'd rather have strong feet and weak legs than have strong legs and weak feet. Because at least I can stand. He's weak. He's weak. Hear me what's gonna happen now. He says, no, I tell you what. Put verse 5 on the screen. He says, no, bring him. In verse 5, he says, they brought him. And look at the next verse. The next verse says, he looks at him and says, don't be afraid. I want to free you real quickly. Can y'all bring him here? Do me a favor. Can y'all bring him here? Okay, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. This is what's, y'all good, right here? This is where some of y'all fail. Okay, are y'all still locked in with me? Mephibosheth don't know them. Some of y'all only want to be helped by people you know. What if Mephibosheth would have been like, I don't need to, no, them the folks who killed my daddy. Them the folk who killed my granddaddy. I ain't got time. I believe Mephibosheth said, what do I got to lose at this point? I'ma die in a dead place, or I will at least die trying to get to a better one. Look what he said, look what he says, it strings me. He says, I need you to catch this now. He literally says, you gotta catch me. He says, don't be afraid. Here's the question I got, and I pray you can receive it. What about his appearance said he was scared? For David to say, don't be afraid, that's indicative of the fact that something in him, oh, you're struggling. You look good. I think you're struggling a little bit. Is he heavy? You want to sit him down real quick so you can reposition yourself? Let's do that. Let's sit him down real quick. I'm sorry. So you want me to be considerate. of you while I'm holding on for dear life? You said you got me, right? So you want me to stop hurting long enough for you to get some more strength. If you got me, you got me. And I wish people in your life understood how heavy they were. I'm gonna say that again. They're carrying him. I wish the people in your life understood how heavy they were. Young people, I know you think your parents, my mama don't do X, Y, Z. You don't know how heavy you are. You don't know how much weight it takes to work a job, pay bills, keep you fresh while you talk crazy. You don't know how heavy it is trying to be to you what nobody was to me. I'm trying to be the best big brother to you that I know to be to you. You don't understand how much it took. Nobody was what I'm being to you. It's heavy. People tell me all the time, I wish I could do what you're doing, PMJ. They don't realize it's heavy. He heavy. Can I ask you a question? Are you at least helping them with your weight? Is he holding on? See, because even though people are carrying you, you can do your part too. Yes, I'm a weight, but I don't have to be dead weight. Michael! Scripture, David said, watch this, let's go home. For I will surely show kindness for your father, Jonathan. Look what he says. I will restore all the land and you can eat. I tell you what, sit him at the table, at my table. We finna have church by ourselves right here. He said, yeah, I know you living in Lodabar, no pasture, no food, no word. But after today, you're gonna have everything that should have been yours in the first place. If you don't shout for nothing else today, shout that God's giving you back everything that you should have got. Every blessing that's held up is getting ready to hit your life at the same time. Look what he says. He says, the scripture says, you good, man. You will always eat at my table. Now here's what you missed. He said, I'm gonna give you your land back. In those days, you only ate what you farmed. He said, I'm gonna give you the land. This is a business standpoint, where all my entrepreneurs listen. You can lease out the land if you want to and make the money. What you eat ain't gonna be based off of what you do. If you never put nothing in the ground, you still gonna eat, because you're gonna eat at my table. So, you want some chicken? Pass the chicken, brother. Oh, yeah, there you go right there. What else you want? Salad. Salad, okay, there you go. Potato, you pass those potatoes over there. Thank you. Yams, collard greens, mashed potatoes, beans, greens, potatoes. You name it. There it is, man. Wow. It's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy. Drink, man. Get you something to drink right there, man. Can I ask you a question? Does his legs work? Do my feet work? Does his feet work? How you know? The only people who know his feet don't work are the people from his past. When people in his new season walk up to him, they not gonna see his feet. They gonna see where he's seated. And God told me to tell you gotta heal, because the people you about to meet not gonna see you for who you used to be. They gonna see you for who you are about to be. Am I preaching to anybody? So hear me, you ain't gotta walk around down. I'm at the table. I'm at the table. Every entrepreneur should have heard me when I say that. You don't know who bringing what to the table. You just know we all at the table. We all at the table. I decree and declare, stop introducing yourself based off of your old hurt. Stop telling new people what you went through 7 years ago. They weren't there and you don't look like it anyway. When they see you, you just need to walk in what God's getting ready to call you to be. All things are passed away, and behold, all things are made. And this is the picture. The only way they're gonna know his feet don't work is if somebody unveil it. Can I free you though? Bro, even if somebody new saw him being carried and wanted to disrespect him, they wouldn't. Because an assault on the king's friends is an assault on him. So back in the day, if you looked at a guard, one of the king's guard, and you pushed him, you got put to death. Because if you touch my people, that means you'll touch me. Watch this. So now, even the people who would have treated him bad for his deficiency got to treat him better because of the proximity he has to the anointing. And hear me when I say this. I know you've been through a lot. And I want to say this, you got a right to be bitter about some stuff. I check myself daily. But you know what? I'm at the table. And I'm telling you, you're at the table. And what God is doing in your life, I want you to put this in your phone. Now, I'm sending you home on this. The blessing isn't random, it's positional. God places you where favor can find you. So if you're gonna live blessed and not bitter, it's 3 things we have to do. Number 1, release who dropped you. You gotta release who dropped you. Why, PMJ? We often feel like we're owed an apology, an explanation, or acknowledgement. But the truth is you can't be blessed and bitter at the same time. I know some of you are saying, baby girl, but they're gonna apologize to me. They don't have to. I just wanna know why. No, that's a trap. They need to at least acknowledge for what? Forgiveness is not saying that they were right. It's saying that their actions will no longer control my life. I've forgiven people and not spoke to them. I don't even need a conversation with you to forgive you. Number 2, receive where God has placed you. You are not in Lodabar anymore. Your environment is shifting, your identity is shifting, and your language is shifting. Act like it. I don't carry myself like that no more. I blocked one of the biggest blessings in my life about 9 years ago. Just talking wrong. We were so young, and I can remember, man, we was meeting millionaires after millionaires. God was putting us in rooms where it was people who could write one check and change your whole life. Your whole life. Your whole life. I can tell you story after story of me explaining to them, well, I'm not really about money, so we don't really have the money we need, and, getting finance ain't really, and I never get the man was like, I ain't heard this many can'ts in my life. And you would think after he lectured me, he would bless me. He's like, no, man, but you got to believe in yourself before somebody believe in you. My family didn't really have a home at one point. It was all over the place. And we had met this family who had this multi-million-dollar house. And I'm crazy. When I tell you I'm crazy, I walked up to the family, I want you to give me this house. I said, you're going to hold a mortgage for me. We're going to figure this thing out. And they said, you know what? We finna pray about it because we own houses all over I'm like, oh my God. And they went and checked my website. And on my website, I was like, we gonna have no debt. We're gonna do X, Y, Z, no X, Y, Z. But I never updated the website for like 3 years. Just like, we don't want to go against your vision. We really believe in structure and order. And I couldn't even tell them, like, what it said was that you don't believe in your vision enough to keep your vision up to date. You're carrying yourself like you're in Lodabar. Stop rehearsing where you came from and start embracing where God has placed you. Stop rehearsing where you came from and start embracing where God has placed you. That's critical. It's critical. Why? Because you're too blessed to be bitter. Number 3, return to the table. Being blessed means choosing restoration over retaliation. Ooh. Healing over hostility. Wholeness over revenge. You belong at the table, not in the memory of what hurt you. Your seat is not based on your condition. Your seat is based on your covenant. Let me end with this note. The drop may have changed how you walk, but the blessing is about to change where you sit. Father, in Jesus' name, I pray that we leave here today acknowledging the places of our life where we were dropped. God, I pray that we don't leave here acknowledging the place. I pray that we don't leave here acknowledging the places we were dropped and then feeling sorry about them. But God, something in us to say, you know what, where God has taken me, I'm free from that. I pray that we don't leave here dwelling on it, but we leave here rejoicing. Like, God, you allowed me to survive that. And I thank you for every mountain you brought me over and every valley that you took me through. God, we give you all the honor, glory, and praise in Jesus' name. And everybody said,